Hello everyone, hope you all are doing well. Myself, Assistant Professor Preeti Matharu from SM Shetty College of Science, Commerce and Management Studies. Today we'll be looking into the subject of international finance, which is in the semester 5 of TYBAF. We'll be looking into the first unit of international finance, which is derivatives in specifications to futures. Futures is a type of derivative. Let us start. Let us see the meaning of derivatives first. A derivative is a contract between two parties which derives its value or price from an underlying asset. So by the name only we can understand derivative. It is coming from the word derive. So derivative is something which derives what's its value from what, from an underlying asset. So a derivative is a contract between two parties which derives its value or price from an underlying asset. Now that underlying asset can be anything. It can be a metal, it can be any agricultural commodity, it can be any financial assets, it can be energy resources. Some examples of underlying asset can be gold, silver, wheat, shares, etc. Some of the basic types of derivatives are forwards, futures, options and swaps. We'll be looking into these types in detail later. Next, we look into the elements or the features of a derivative contract. We can call it as elements, features, nature of a derivative contract. The first two feature or elements that we see over here, that it is a contract and derives value from underlying asset, is what the feature or element derive from the meaning. Here, if you see in the last slide that we had seen, a derivative is a contract between two parties which derives its value from an underlying asset. So from this particular meaning, we could get two features. One, that it is a contract, so derivative is a contract, and the second feature that we got is what, that it derives its value from underlying assets. So these are the first two features of the derivative contract. The third feature is direct or exchange traded. Now what do we mean by direct or exchange traded? Direct is also often called as OTC, which means over the counter. Certain derivatives are direct or over the counter in nature, whereas certain derivatives are exchange traded. What do we mean by direct or over the counter? It means there is no third party or exchange involved in it. It means there are only two parties, the buyer and the seller. That is it. There is no other party involved, no exchange involved. It is only two parties. Whereas when I say it is exchange traded, the exchange also comes into the picture. So here there are only not just no longer just two parties, buyer and seller, but apart from buyer and seller, there is another exchange involved in that. Now the chances of fulfilling the obligations is obviously more when a third party, the exchange, is involved in that. So here we can say that certain derivatives are over the counter or direct, and certain derivatives are exchange traded. So I hope it is clear. Direct means what? That there is no third party involved in it, only two parties, the buyer and the seller. But exchange traded, there is exchange involved in it. It is traded on the exchange. Specified obligations. The next feature is specified obligations. Now when I say it is a contract, obviously in a contract there will be certain conditions, there will be certain obligations. So under the derivative contract as well, there are certain obligations for both the parties, and both the parties are supposed to fulfill those obligations. Whatever obligations are noted down in the contract, those obligations need to be fulfilled. Exposure to risk. Now there is certain normally a derivative contract, one of the players in the derivatives market again are what, hedgers. It is to mean to protect yourself from the risk. Often derivative contract is entered into to protect oneself from the risk. It is normally, it is what happens is we are taking into a contract at a future date. So when I say it is a future date, why would I normally do a future contract? I would want to earn something, I would want to protect myself from the risk. So it plays a major role in protecting oneself from the risk. Delivery of underlying asset usually not involved. That is another feature of derivative, that whatever the underlying asset is, if you remember in the previous slide we saw the underlying asset. Say for example it is metal, it can be wheat, any other agricultural commodity, or it can be a share. Now, normally under derivatives, there is no physical delivery of the underlying asset. You normally take the offsetting position at the time of maturity. Now, what do we mean by offsetting position? Whatever position you have taken in the beginning, say suppose you have bought something, so at the time of maturity you will sell. If you have sold in the beginning, you will buy. So you're just taking the offsetting, the cancelling positions, and you are not actually taking the delivery. So normally physical delivery of the underlying asset is not involved in case of derivatives. Easier to take short or long positions. What do we mean by short or long positions? Taking a short position means to sell, and taking a long position means to buy. So it is quite easy to buy or sell in the derivative market. Types of derivatives. There are certain major types of derivatives that we'll see: forward contract, futures contract, options contract, and swaps. So we'll be looking into it one by one, or we can take forward and futures together. Forward contract and future contracts are somewhat similar. Now when I say forward contract, it is a contract between two parties regarding buying and selling at a future date at a specified time, that is at a specified date, of the specified quantity at the specified price. So price, quantity, date, all are specified beforehand, and that is the contract. And forward contract is customizable. It means what? The two parties can decide among themselves what quantity, what price they want to deal in. And it is direct. It being customizable, it is direct in nature. That means there is no exchange involved in it. So one of the major feature of forward contracts, that it is direct in nature, it is customizable in nature. Both the parties can themselves decide what should be the quantity, what should be the price, etc. for the forward contract, what should be the date as well. Next is futures contract. Futures contract is similar to forward contract, that again there is a future date, there is a certain price, there is certain lot or the quantity involved. But the difference between forward and futures is what? Future is not a customizable contract, it is a standardized contract. So future is a standardized contract, and another major difference is that it is exchange traded. So futures are what? It is a standardized contract, that is predetermined quantity and predetermined price will be there, and it is traded on the exchange. So forwards and futures similar, but major difference is what? That forward is customizable, whereas future is standardized. Forward is direct or OTC, that is over the counter, whereas future is exchange traded. The next type that we have is options contract. Now options contract, under options contract, one party is under the obligation, whereas the other party has an option to exercise, to whether to exercise the right or not. That is also why it is called as option. So options, under options contract, one party is under obligation and the other party has the right whether to exercise the option or not. Now which party is under obligation and which party has the right depends upon the type of option. So here we have two types: call options and put options. Under call options, the buyer will take a call whether to buy it or not, but the seller has to sell. So here under this call option, the buyer has the right whether to exercise it or not, whereas the seller is under the obligation that he has to sell. Under put option, it is the opposite. Under put option, the seller will decide whether to put it for sale or not, but the buyer has to obligatory, that is compulsorily buy. So under call option, the buyer has the right, whereas under the put option, the seller has the right. Now how do we remember this? Call option, we often say you can take a call whether to buy it or not. So under the call option, buyer has the right and the seller has the obligation, whereas under put option, we often say we are putting it for sale. So put option, under put option, the seller has the right whereas the buyer has the obligation. The last major type of derivative is swap. So under swap, what do we mean? Swap is basically, we can say, swapping or exchanging the cash flows. Swaps involve swapping or exchanging of the cash flows. That cash flow could be interest related. Say one party is Mr. A and the other party is Mr. B. So Mr. A is getting interest as per fixed rate and Mr. B is getting as per fluctuating rate. So the two may decide to swap their interest here. So only the interest cash flow will be swapped. So that is your fourth type of derivative, that is swaps. Now these four are the major types of derivatives. However, there can be other types also, making the combinations of these, like there are swaptions, which is swaps and options mix. Then there are even leaps, which is basically an option but for a longer period of time. But if we talk about the major types of derivatives, so these four are the major types of derivatives. Hope these certain things are clear with you: the meaning of derivatives, the elements or the features of derivatives, and the types of derivatives. Thank you so much.